My heart dropped. He looked amazing.
Oh no!
No, Sarah, no!
No!
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you.
Wow. The sky is blue. The sun is shining.
It is.
The windows are open.
It is.
Windows down, speakers loud.
It
Imagine
is.
if we were radio hosts. What's up, you guys? You're joining back at 97.5
Yeah,
FM. It's
and this
summertime.
is the
It's
weather.
spring break, you guys. Let's go.
I mean, I've got about
What's the High School Musical 2
balcony.
thing where she's pulling into Lava Springs? If you're cool enough for a convertible, turn it up.
Is that what they say?
Something like that,
Lava
yeah.
Springs?
Yeah, when Sharpay's driving in and it's like the radio. If you're cool
Oh,
enough
yeah.
for a convertible.
Oh my God. If you're in the Lava Springs area, you
Something like
guys.
that.
And that, I want to go and stay at that hotel.
Me too. Me
Because
too.
it's actually in somewhere in, where is it? Utah.
Yeah, I think so.
Utah.
Utah.
The
Yeah.
Mormon land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where the Mormons are.
Yeah.
And what's that Mormon show with the Mormon
Mormon
wives?
wives.
Mormon wives.
Mormon sisters. Mormon
Yeah,
wives.
I've not watched that proper.
I've watched a few actually. One thing I do want to start watching is Real Housewives.
I know. It's just very overwhelming, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Like I don't really know where to
It's just
start.
very, I mean, back in the day, I would watch Real Housewives of Atlanta
I know you did.
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But then there was just so much.
I know.
But I do want to
I think
get
I want to
into
go
the,
Beverly Hills, but I'm like, do I need to start from season 1 or can I just pick up where we are now?
I fear.
But then I don't
If you're
know the
going to
law.
do it, you've got to start. But I want to dive in the Tom Sandoval.
Who's that?
You see, there's this whole thing with Tom Sandoval and Ariana,
Who's that?
who were in Lisa's spin-off
Lisa
Vanderpump
Vanderpump.
Rules,
Okay.
and about people working in her restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was Tom Sandoval and Ariana. And they were
Right.
together for 10 years. And then it turned out that Tom was having an affair with her best friend. They'd been together for 10 years. It was this whole thing in the show. And then he's a loser trying to make it in music, and he's a loser. And Ariana, her career's skyrocketing
Oh, thank
because
God
of what
for that.
a loser he is.
Ew.
She gave him the world and he cheated on her.
And you know what else I had a flashback
And he's
to
a
the other day?
loser.
Summer House. What we were watching a little bit on tour in September. Remember that show?
Oh my God.
Where they all went to live in this house.
Yes.
I was like, oh my fucking
I don't
God,
think it really
Summer
took
House.
off.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
it's
I don't
not
think it did. But
really,
there's been multiple seasons.
Yeah.
So I think we could dive back into that and really
true.
get back into our reality TV
True.
swing.
Some of those men were freaks,
Crazy.
weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Goodness me.
Anywho, happy Wednesday, everybody.
Absolutely happy
Welcome
Wednesday.
back. Spring is finally well and truly springing, and it feels good. Well, I feel like we're well and truly on
Even
the up.
though I'm still in fucking
Still wrapping
fleece
the Ugg
joggers
boots.
and Uggs, but no coat today.
No coats. Yeah.
And that's what we're
And
here
that's
for.
a big sign.
Yeah, I love a no coat moment, you know.
So, it's boy talk. We're going
Absolutely.
to start, as always, with our question of the week, which this week, something a little bit unique.
Yeah.
We've got, tell us the best code names you've ever given a boy.
I mean, I think universally rat is probably a good one. Rat boy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Or
code
like-
names that usually stem from something more niche.
Right, like he's bold, he's ugly, you know, height things.
Yeah.
I'm expecting we're gonna have boldness things, height things, maybe an occupation, little, you know,
an occupation,
little,
witty.
witty.
You guys are witty, aren't you?
You know,
I mean, we've got here the troll.
yeah, love troll.
Tattoo guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Farmer guy. Not really a code.
Oh my
but
God, I want to watch.
Stinky breath boy.
Wait! I want to watch that dating a farmer thing.
Oh my God, me too. What's that called?
Like wants to date a farmer or something like that.
Oh, what's that called? Yeah,
It's
I want to
called,
watch
like,
that too.
I want to date a farmer.
Farmer's wives or something.
Farmer wants a wife. I think
Yeah,
that's what
something
it's
like that.
called.
Daddy long legs. My 6'3" ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
Voldemort, he who should not be named. Which then turned into Voldy.
does he resemble
Chicken nugget boy.
Does he resemble Vold?
I think it was more just like we don't speak of him.
Yes,
Voldemort.
he should not be named. Chicken Nugget Boy, okay.
Salt, because his name started with a C and salt is in the sea. No one ever cracked the code. Oh, so it's like secret lingo. Salt.
Say that again.
Salt, because his name starts with a C.
But why? Because it starts with... Oh, because of the CEA.
Yes, because there's salt in the S-E-A.
Right.
And salt is in the sea.
Whoa. That one's a lot.
That's a good code.
That's
name,
really
though.
good code.
That's a good one.
A really good code.
Crimrack, he had a criminal record.
Crimrat.
Essex Cardi, he lives in Essex and wore a cardigan once.
Not the
Guitar
cardigan.
Hero, he was in a band.
Aww.
Sainsbury's Ting, he worked in Sainsbury's.
Aww, Sainsbury's.
Brian.
Oh, yes. Bringing it all back to the Girls Bathroom
Bringing it all back.
podcast.
Man Bun, Stiff Hips.
Stiff hips.
Alvin, his two friends were called the Chipmunks.
Alvin the Chips.
Tennis Ball.
Oh.
One Pump Wonder.
Oh.
Shrek Boy.
Yeah, Shrek
Pasta Boy.
Classic Pasta Boy.
Must have liked pasta. Maybe he was
that's
Italian.
nice if you can make pasta.
Raisin. I'm actually seeing a lot of like Voldemort, he who should not be named vibes.
I like
Got
that.
a lot of Harry fans.
I like
listening.
that. Voldy.
Pineapple, he had spiky hair.
Ooh.
Gel.
Ooh.
Jason Derulo. Garfield, he was the spitting image of the cat. My current
Garfield.
situation was called garlic bread. He's my side piece, but doesn't know.
Oh. At least his
So
breath
other
doesn't
boy is
stink
the
like
spaghetti
garlic.
and this boy is just the garlic bread on the
Aw,
side.
I like that.
That's good. I like that one.
You know what is really fearful
What?
and like quite
This girl
scary?
said I've got two Kyles, hot Kyle and regular Kyle.
Poor regular
Kyle.
Oh, if only he knew.
I like the name Kyle.
Yeah, you know what is scary is what are their nicknames for us?
Gorgeous Queens, My Princess.
Yeah, because like,
Come on,
dear
let's think
Lord,
positive,
heaven
guys.
above.
Let's think positive. Let's not let our minds go there.
That is a petrifying thought. Like
Pink Princess, Pink
you know,
Pony
in
Princess.
their fucking group
Yeah.
chats that are called fucking soggy biscuits.
Right?
Who shall not be named soggy biscuits.
Oh,
What are they
calling us?
What are they calling the girl?
The girly
It's a
whirlies.
scary, fearful thought.
I don't think we should let our minds go there for
Yeah.
everyone's mental well-being listening today.
Yeah.
But that's
Because like
that's
a man
good question.
who
Jins.
has a group chat called Soggy Biscuits.
What were some of the other ones called? Do you remember?
Because this is what we asked the boys on tour. One of our
Yes.
questions was, what is the name of your boys group chat?
Yeah.
Soggy Biscuits is the one that stands out. Is that, I think that's like a rugby thing that
It
they
is.
do. Like a, what's the word?
Not initiation.
Initiation
Is
thing.
it? Yeah.
Or just like something gross because boys are
Something
just like a
weird.
bit fucking like, they come on a biscuit, a digestive,
Oh my
if you
God,
will.
that's what it was, wasn't it? Oh, I forgot about what it
it's
actually
an
was.
initiation. They will cut that. Just picture that.
Sorry, no.
So all the men are around together doing that, pumping one out
Pumping.
and coming
Pump the jam.
on
pump
a
it up.
digestive and
Does
then
someone have to-
forcing each other to eat them. In exchange for what? Respect?
Respect. Put some respect on my name.
I mean, what do we have in
Titles?
comparison? Drink my breast milk?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Suck my tit.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to taste my breast milk? Could probably
Crazy.
squeeze one out.
I'm so happy that we're not boys.
Me too.
Dear Lord,
It's actually
Heavenly Father
really
up above.
scary. Like, imagine I forced
But
you.
also, like,
But imagine,
my thing is-
in order for you to have my respect, you're going to have to eat a biscuit that has my bodily fluids on. That is not okay. Boys are not, that is
but
not okay.
This is my thing about those boys, right? I don't feel like any of them want to do that.
Of course they do. But
So
they think
why
it's-
did they do it?
Yeah.
Like, I know all of you are hating this and none of you have slept last night because you've been thinking about this.
because they're tough.
But
Because
but,
they're like,
but for her, I don't understand. Who started it? No one wants
They probably
to do
do it on
it.
stag do's and stuff.
Ugh.
You know, they probably make the group
Men
do
are weird
it.
creatures.
Like, that's not like,
Thank God we're in our
No.
girly princess pop haven.
yeah. I bet you
I
they
just
do
wanna
that on
go
stag
on
do's
that.
and
I just wanna
shit.
go insane.
Because they make each other drink each other's urine and stuff.
Oh my God.
On top of that,
I bet
pissing
all
in each
men would
other's
secretly
mouths.
rather go on a hen.
I'm sure they would.
I'm sure they
I'm
would.
sure they'd rather go to the spa.
Yeah.
But they all act like,
Ooh, macho men.
we love weirdos.
Right, let's see what is in our inbox.
Boys group chats called?
I know, my mind's gone like really
Soggy
blank.
Biscuits was...
That stayed with us.
And I remember which boy said that one as well. Do you? Yeah. Anyway, if one comes to us...
You should ask your boyfriends, the men in your lives, what's your boys group chat called? It's an eye-opener.
It is.
It's an interesting question.
It is.
Maybe that should be our next question of the week.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's all remember that for
Yeah,
next
I like
week, guys.
that.
Okay.
Nice.
This is where we're starting this week, everybody. Probably everyone's worst nightmare. We've got, he bought his girl bestie to our first date. That's an interesting
just
choice.
Like obscene, and then, but also from the girl's perspective.
Why would she want to
Why
go?
would she want? But then that concerns me a little bit.
Concerns me a lot of it.
Was she even under the impression that this was a first date? So it's like, what has he said to her? What has he said to you? Because why would she agree? You're not going to agree to do that unless he's playing it down. And being like, this is just.
But then
my
what
mate.
do you say? Like, a mate? What?
I don't know. This is a girl I met on campus. I don't know.
On campus, yeah.
I don't know how old we are here, you know.
Okay, hi girls. Love the pod. This is my
Thank you,
first time
Sarah.
writing in. Welcome in, Sarah. Take a
It's
seat,
not
get
so
comfy.
scary.
After being a silent listener since 2021. Wow.
Thank you, Sarah.
So here's what happened. My name is Sarah. I'm 24 and recently a guy I met on Hinge, we'll call him Brian, asked me out on a first date.
Okay.
He suggested we do a paint and sip session.
Cool. That
Sounds really wholesome.
lovely. I would really enjoy that.
Which sounded like a wholesome date. Plus, he literally lives across the street from me. So everything just seemed to be lining up
And you
perfectly.
know what? Paint and sip is nice because it's an activity.
Yes.
And there's also no food.
Yes.
But there's also a talking point. And you
Yes.
can also have a drink. It
It actually is a perfect balance.
Yeah, and it's funny. Ha
Yeah.
ha. Well, it's
We've
actually
got something
beautiful.
to talk about if
Yeah.
conversation
But
lulls.
we're not running about.
Yes.
We're sat.
Yes.
you
we're not
know,
playing mini golf.
Yeah, we're not fucking playing paddle.
Yes. We're sat.
It's actually a really good
We
one.
can still wear something cute. We can put a little apron on. We can have a little tease.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
quite a
paint
nice idea,
fight.
actually.
Yeah, it actually works out real well.
So you're thinking, wow, this guy seems really nice and wholesome.
Okay.
The paint and sip event was actually held at his building. She's put this as a key detail, which is a place that regularly hosts activities like this.
Okay. That could be seen as a red flag in the sense that,
minimal effort,
his
come
bed's upstairs.
Yeah. I do this all the time.
But then also it's like my building offers great activities.
Let's take advantage.
Yeah.
You know, he's paying the ground
Yeah.
rent.
So he
wants to make use of the facilities.
We could look at it either way.
Yeah. So I arrived at his place and we were a little late. So just hurried into the room where the class was being held.
Okay.
He led me to the front and I just thought, okay, this guy really wants to be near the instructor. Right. Okay. So you've gone front row. If it was up to me, I would have just sat quietly at the back.
Yeah, because we want to talk.
Yeah.
You know,
I also realized you're in a class setting. It's not as romantic as I was initially
so
imagining.
is it not just like, oh, go for it.
No,
we're being taught.
it's organized.
Oh, don't fucking teach me. I'm not fucking A-level
Yeah,
art.
it's getting a bit boring now, but that's okay. It's still
It's like,
wholesome.
give me the acrylic paints and the canvas and let me just,
Let me just free reign.
Yeah.
So just as we were getting settled, he coincidentally bumped into his best friend, Helen, who also lives in the building. Now I thought, okay, that's a little weird, but maybe this really is just a coincidence. But then there were some strange things that just did not add up. Rather than acknowledging that we were on a date, Helen insisted that we join her table. Keep in mind, she was sitting alone. So Helen's gone, oh my God, guys, come and sit with me. Come down. I've saved us some seats. And you're thinking,
And they've acted like this was a surprise encounter. But you're thinking
an off chance.
You're thinking, Helen, you live here.
Yeah,
You know,
you've got two empty seats next to you.
Surely you knew he was having a date. What, you're not told it?
Brian agreed without hesitation. And next thing I know, I'm sitting there feeling like the third wheel on my first date with this guy.
Right.
Most of the convo between Brian and Helen was directed at each other, reminiscing about mutual friends, inside jokes. And I was just kind of left out. To make it worse, my back was in agony from carrying the conversation between Brian and I. And I bet on those stools as well, that didn't help. When he did have something to say, it was to Helen. Oh, and here's another odd thing. There were about 10 tables set for 2 people and 3 larger tables for 4 people. So why, if she was alone, did Helen choose a table for 4 rather than sitting at a smaller table by herself? Yeah, so you're thinking, you knew we were coming. You saved seats for us.
So what is this then, Brian?
She was nice to me.
Too nervous to like? Is he really nervous for first dates? And
Could
he needed
be.
that security blanket of
Could
Helen.
be.
But then include me in the conversation.
Yeah.
You can't be bantering about
Oh, the glory
Timmy.
days.
Oh God, Timmy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, well, remember when we,
the
you
rugby
know,
boys.
like you can't be reminiscing and leaving me there just with my
High and dry with my paintbrush.
And then also, Brian, you're like a fucking stone wall.
Yeah. Give me something back.
Like we're painting. Like
Yeah,
this is
loosen
fun.
up.
Like you've got Prosecco in your hand, babe.
So she was nice to me, but asked, so are you 2 on your first date? Which
No, we are. No, Helen.
why would you invite us to sit with you if you knew that? And B, if you didn't know that, then why are you assuming it is? After the event, Brian invited me to go back to his place, but I politely declined.
Sure he did.
Saying I had plans with my flatmates, which honestly wasn't a complete lie. He apologized and said that it wasn't the ideal way to have a first date, but that he'd love to see me again. Now I'm torn. Do I give him the benefit of the doubt and understand it to be a weird coincidence? Or should I just write this off as a red flag and move on? I am genuinely confused and can't really get my head around it. Please let me know what you think. P.S. Helen is single and I feel like I dated her more than him at the event. Thanks so much for your advice.
Yeah. So
was it just a coincidence?
I mean, it very much could have been. Paint and sit.
Yeah.
Helen's single.
It's in the building.
You know, Helen's trying to get her hobbies
She's trying to
up.
meet people
You know,
too.
I understand.
And then, you know, from Helen's point of view, she might have thought like, well, I'm here on my own. I'm at an empty table. One of my friends has just walked in. Yeah, I'm going to invite him to sit with me. Like, why would we sit on different
and also,
tables?
He should have led the way and been like, oh, Helen, this is Sarah. It's our first date. You know, let's get to know. I don't know that
he could have handled that better.
He should have
but
handled
maybe
it better.
if maybe he's not super confident. Maybe he's not super forthcoming. I don't know.
I think, do we give him
I
a
don't even know
second
if you
chance?
vibed with him that much, though. I feel like you found him a bit boring.
And I think if he was like, oh, do you want to come upstairs? Maybe that was his attempt to be like, let's have some
one-on-one
alone time. Maybe it wasn't all about getting in your puss.
Yeah, and get Helen out of the way.
You know, we could give him a second chance. I mean, if he said he had a nice time, he said he acknowledged the fact that, that wasn't ideal.
He did.
So actually that's something.
Yeah. I think if you
maybe he was overwhelmed by the fact that Helen was there.
Yeah, and maybe he himself was like, oh, this is kind of awkward now, but this is my mate Helen.
And then he was just like talking to Helen.
Yeah, maybe he got a bit nervous.
Maybe one more chance.
I think if you fancy him and you did enjoy the minimal conversation that you had, I would maybe see him one more time just to give him a chance at actually giving you a romantic,
and also
like, you know, dimly lit date.
This next date.
But if the next date
can't be in the building,
can't be a free activity that you're building off
and no mates can be showing up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know,
but I could see this just as being a weird coincidence.
Yeah, me too.
And he just didn't really handle it.
He did apologize.
Yeah.
Because otherwise he would have gone like, oh,
yeah,
wasn't that good?
Yeah. Did I blow
Isn't Helen
you away?
a good girl?
Yeah.
Oh. You know, like he would have, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
He would have been like, oh, yeah, I slept with her once.
Me and Helen are great pals.
Yeah,
we
really
get
great,
along really, we're really, really close.
We actually dated her once. So
yeah.
She's a good girl. Something like that. Maybe give him one more chance. He sounds like he was a bit nervous.
And also if he's suggesting a paint and sip, you know,
he needs
something to
up.
Yeah.
It's actually really,
I give him one more
it's a
date.
really great, one more, right. So we've got a Sarah here who's got a boyfriend.
We've got a situation.
And she said, boy took a dilemma. He doesn't want to sleep in a bed with me.
Does he want to sleep on the floor? In a car? In a bunk bed?
This is, he's one of those people who wants who has to sleep alone, as in just asleep. Because there are some couples who have those separate bedrooms.
They do.
And they swear by it.
And they thrive.
They say, this is how we like it.
Yeah, this is what works for us.
Sex life is still booming. But we're just solo sleepers.
Yeah.
We're not snugglers.
Maybe he snores. I need my 8 hours.
Or he doesn't want to have sex with you. Is that a part of it? He's trying to avoid
Or maybe
intimacy.
he thinks, oh, I can't resist you if I sleep in the same bed.
Right.
Maybe it's a compliment.
Okay. That's definitely a different way to look at it. So let's see.
A positive spin.
So Sarah says he doesn't want to sleep in a bed with me. Hey girls, I love the pod. It makes my drives to school. I'm a supply teacher a little bit brighter. So thank you. Wow. It's tough being a supply teacher.
Oh, God.
Because the children's
respect.
struggle to respect you.
They do. They see you as their day off. Yeah. Thinking, oh, brilliant. It's just a supply teacher.
Usually we get
we don't have to do this normally. Usually we get to sit where we want.
Yeah, so you've got this. Well done, Sarah.
Hang on in there. You're
also,
a trooper.
I'm a fellow Notts girl.
Oh, shout out.
So she could be at the back at school.
She could be at Christ the King.
I'm not sure what to do. Okay. So I thought I'd come to you guys for advice.
Thank you,
Sarah.
Sarah.
What is actually the tea here? If Sarah's like our age, she could be dating one of the boys from our school who we know.
Yeah, she could have been.
Conor McNally.
Maybe she's got a pick.
Michael Monterosso.
Louis Garofalo.
Shout out. Seriously.
Yeah, Alex Tricarico.
No, he's got a girlfriend still, surely. Right, it's
Daniel Audson.
Not Daniel Audson. Okay.
Lawrence Turner.
Lawrence.
Ryan. What was Ryan? Hudson.
Ryan Hudson.
Go on. Get another one. Michael Burke.
Shane Toy.
Oh, a good one. Shane Toy. Yeah.
Right, so it could be.
Could be Shane Toy.
Yeah. Okay, so it's as long as we grab a drink and get comfy. Basically, I've been dating a guy for around 6 months. He's great. He's got a good job, treats me so well, and I'm really happy.
Great.
Last summer, 2024, we both came out of quite serious relationships. I had been with someone for nearly 8 years.
Fucking hell.
But he had no interest in moving forward at the time. We never lived together and we both still lived at home with our parents. Oh, so the guy you were with for 8 years. Okay. So it just wasn't moving anywhere. I'd obviously go round to his and stay a lot, but yeah, we both kind of just grew apart. Mm-hmm. My new Brian, he's 5 years older than me, had been with a girl for around 4 years and they lived together. So it was obviously a bit more complicated for them when they broke up.
Yeah.
They sold the house. He moved back in with his parents, which obviously he wasn't too happy about, but he had to until he found another place that he could afford on his own and was nearer to his hometown. Yes, we both jumped into something new quite quickly, but it felt right. And I think we both now know what we want, which is nice.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
We both live in the same county, Notts, but on different sides.
Whereabouts.
So it's a good 40.
So one of you's in West Bridgeford and one of you's in Gedling.
Well, no, because she's saying 40-minute drive. That's only a 20-minute drive.
One of you's in
I think
Rushcliffe.
we could be in Southall. Far.
Fucking hell, that's far.
She says in the county.
Oh, way out there.
Yeah.
Not city folk.
So 45-minute drive between our houses. All is put to bed with our exes and we're both super happy together. And I'd like to see this going somewhere quite serious. And he says he feels the same. This is great.
Yeah, this is positive.
But there's one problem. Obviously, we're both currently living at home. I'm 25 and he's 30.
Oh, he can't have sex with you if your parents are in the same room. Same house, not same room.
Oh.
That's what it is. Bingo.
Right.
We'll rent a fucking hotel for the night.
Yeah.
Get in the car. Be creative.
Yeah. Okay, right. This is making sense. I'm 25, he's 30, so it's not massively ideal. I'm currently trying to secure a full-time job in my dream career, and he's got a very secure management role in a large company.
Boots, headquarters, that's in
At the start of our relationship, we stayed in a lot of hotels. Oh, okay, so we were hotel,
like the Hilton here and there.
Okay.
Very nice.
Well, yeah, because he's 30, his parents don't want to hear that.
Come on, it's embarrassing.
You know, your parents don't want to hear that.
I'm a grown up.
At the start of our relationship, we stayed in a lot of hotels because obviously we wanted to make sure this was actually something before introducing to parents. Of course. Yes.
Of course.
It'd be like
you can't just like go and chill. Like, you know, when it gets to like date 5 and it's like, we could just like
you can't just do a sofa chill.
You can't just do a sofa chill. Like you have to go out.
Well, you could do a sofa chill, but then it's like mum and dad are here.
Yeah, exactly.
Mum, this is Sarah.
Much.
You know?
Yeah.
But obviously we couldn't keep this up because it's expensive. Parents have since all been introduced about 5 months ago. So all is fine in that department. I invite him over to mine and he sometimes stays over, but a lot of the time he says he's going to go home.
Yeah.
Okay, which I sometimes find slightly frustrating as we both live the same distance from his work. So it's not like it's necessarily more convenient.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're thinking,
he
well,
doesn't want to sleep with you whilst your parents are in the next room. That's what it is.
Yeah. I've stayed at his house 3 times in the past 6 months of our relationship. 2 of those were when his parents were away. Nice.
Nice.
And the other was back in December. I've asked him about why he doesn't like staying with me, as he seemed to at the beginning, but now it's a rare occurrence. He said he's always struggled with sleeping in a bed with someone because he wakes up a lot. So I said, let's try and sort it out. And we tried lots of herbal remedies to help him
bit of melatonin.
sleep.
What
One
about some
which
white noise?
He found helped a lot. I thought this meant it would be sorted, but no, I now regularly go to his house most weekends and it gets to around 8 or 9 and I can sense he's wanting me to leave. Right.
Oh.
So at 9 p.m. I have to get in my car and drive 45 minutes to my house and go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Oh, okay. It's not quite what we thought.
But you know what's, you're probably chilling in his bed anyway.
I know.
You
Watching
know,
a film,
TV 7,
in his
8.
room, so we're not watching Strictly with mum and dad.
Yeah, so it's like if I fall
Is
asleep,
it a crime what's a girl to do?
If I fall asleep.
You fell asleep?
What's that from?
Friends. 17 pages. Front and back.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's and it's like, it's not 10 minutes down the road. It's 45 minutes fucking drive
minutes
at 10
across
p.m.
the
at
city.
fucking night. Like, if I've been winding down.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So initially our heads went to, well, he doesn't want to sleep over because you're at your mum and dad's house. But even when you're going to his, he still doesn't want you to stay.
And he said I don't get the best sleep when another person's in the bed. But you were with a girl for 4 years.
Yeah.
So obviously, and you had a fucking house with her.
Yeah.
So obviously you were sleeping in the same bed with her.
Unless they were a couple that had separate beds.
I feel like he would have said that. I feel like he would have said, oh, well, actually, we had separate bedrooms. But
it's giving a bit of bullshit.
it's giving a bit just like, you just want me to get out your hair now.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make me feel like I'm your next, girlfriend who you love and cherish. And, you want to spend every time with me. You want to snuggle me. You want to cuddle me.
Yeah, you want me out.
You want me out. Surely this is like going to be our gorgeous time.
Unless-
9 p.m. to sleep. That's our snuggle time.
Maybe his parents have been a bit like about girls staying over. But maybe
then
he's too
30
embarrassed.
years old.
I know, but he's living at home.
But he has to say, Mum, I'm 30. This is my situation.
And she said, well, move out then.
And he said, I'm trying to find
This is
a
my
place.
roof, my rules.
But I feel like surely not. The mum's just like, just as long as, I don't think
You never know. She might be super strict.
It could be. But then he could say, look, my mum.
Yeah, but maybe he's embarrassed to say that because then it's like, you're 30. What do you mean?
Yeah, let's stand up to your mum. Yeah, there's a lot of things it could
Stand up for
be.
yourself.
Right, something seems to happen now.
Okay.
Sometimes we do something the next day after I've driven home.
Oh my God, I'm wasting petrol left, right, and centre.
So I genuinely can't understand why it would.
He should drop you off. If you want me to cart back and forth, you can pick me up and you can drop me off.
It's true.
You
Get
can
me a
drive home again.
helicopter. Yeah.
Get me a helicopter across Trent Bridge.
Yeah.
Be 5 minutes.
It'll be a 10-minute drive.
Yeah. You can get them on Uber these days.
Literally. So I genuinely can't understand why it would just not be more convenient to stay together for the night rather than driving there and back to each other. This is very intriguing.
This is very interesting.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what it could be. Is there a medical issue that could be present?
Have you had sex? Yeah, they used to stay in
Yeah,
hotels.
because they went to hotels and they were,
So his reason was he doesn't sleep.
He said he doesn't sleep best when someone else is in the bed. But then it's bullshit because you've had a girl for 4 years and it's like, if we're going to be in a relationship.
Practice makes perfect. Let's just give it a go.
Yeah, because it's like.
Also, I'm a silent little sleeper.
Yes.
I'm not going to disturb you. Get a bigger bed.
Yes, in the beginning,
Upgrade.
when you're sleeping with someone new in the same bed, yes, it's a little bit, it's not as comfortable as, but practice makes perfect. The more we sleep in the same bed, the more, better sleep we get.
Here.
So he's previously stated he feels weird about having me over at his parents' house because he's 30 and he feels like he's intruding in their house, which I do get, but the door is closed. The door is closed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a
The
bit
door
weird.
is closed. But I'm in your
door's
bed.
closed.
It's 8:30. I'm in your bed anyway.
I know.
Just let me.
know.
All it's literally the difference between me watching a film and just
closing my eyes.
You know.
I know. Maybe he's just a bit
but I do
awkward.
get it, which I do get. His parents are lovely and we get on super well, and they always seem a bit shocked when I leave at 9 p.m. on a Saturday
they're
night.
approved.
So they're going, where are you going?
Yeah, why are you leaving?
This is
see
all
you
on
tomorrow.
him. This is all on him.
This is all on him, yeah. Because they don't want you driving at that time.
Yeah, they're thinking, oh my God, it's late. Are you all right? Like,
Yeah, stay.
He's got a fucking king-size bed.
Yeah. That's
fine.
we like the company.
That's an
Be
interesting
nice to see you at the
turn.
breakfast table.
That's an interesting turn.
Very,
Because otherwise, yeah, that's a very interesting turn.
very interesting.
Because that shows to me that it's not the mum and the dad
No.
forcing you out.
No, it's him.
That's very interesting, actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
We'll note that for later. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night. It's 9
Right.
p.m. on a Saturday night, and I've got to
Right.
do a now 50-minute drive
And we've got a
home.
nice day planned for tomorrow.
Yeah, like we've
so
got-
I think I'll stay put, actually, sir. I think I'll just doze off and not let you wake me up. I know. Just refuse to be woken. Just stay asleep.
Because like, what
Stay
are the
conked
hints
out.
to get me out?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't think they'd mind me staying over.
No.
And obviously my parents are fine with having him round. We've been away on a few weekends away together and it's been fine. And we both slept so well. Right, so we have
Right.
slept in the like this is a bullshit excuse.
So he's a liar.
So it's just not him wanting me sleeping at his house and maybe him not liking sleeping at mine either. I'm just not sure what to do. To me, staying in a bed with my partner is an important part of a relationship. And I feel like I don't have that at the moment. Well, yeah, it's like, okay, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've got work in the morning, you know, I want to see you. So what, I've got to drive 45 minutes to yours and then you're making me, I can't just spend the night in my boyfriend's house.
You're hinting at me
You're
to leave.
making me leave to do a 45-minute drive fucking home.
Not even getting you an
You know,
Uber.
so I can't even be like,
Can't even wind
I can't
down.
even just-
Can't even get in my
exactly. I can't be
PJs and
like,
wash my
oh,
face.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
still sat here in my jeans.
yeah, like I can't just be like, oh, I'm going to go stay at my boyfriend's tonight.
No.
It's a whole mission ordeal. He's obviously in search of a house. So I am eventually, once I get a secure job in teaching, so that might change when he gets one. He's aiming by autumn this year to have his own place. But currently I sleep in a bed with him approximately once/twice a month, which is not ideal. Other than that, is he your boyfriend? Did we miss?
I think he is.
Other than that, we get on so well. He's literally everything I'm looking for in a partner, apart from this thing. I'd really appreciate your advice, girls. Do I stick it out and respect his boundaries at his parents' house, or do I approach him on the matter? Thank you so much. From Sarah. Is this?
I want to know
Sarah.
what these hints are because I would just ignore them.
But she's trying to be polite. It's like when you're trying to be polite and be like, oh, I'll head off now. That's when you want him to say, no, please stay. I miss you. I don't want you to
Yeah.
go. And he's going,
But it's not
"All
working,
right."
Sarah.
Yeah, and he's
Stop
going,
saying it.
all right. But
I want you
that
to
means
show
the
up.
hints. He's really, he,
I don't care. Turn your ears off.
or is it, no, wait, let me just, is this
Show
your
up with your
boyfriend?
overnight bag and just get cozy. Settle in. Make him explicitly say it. And then we can have the conversation of, why do you want me out so bad? Do you want me to leave?
I
What's
think we
going
have
on?
to have the conversation.
Yeah.
I say, we've not slept in we've slept in the bed together 2 times this month in 4
Do you know
weeks.
what you could do? Maybe you just take charge here because I want him to explain. Maybe you just take charge and just say like, you know, if you've agreed to go around to his, let's say on Wednesday or Friday or something, just say like, I'm going to stay over if that's okay. Like bringing my stuff literally like as you're leaving, like don't give him a chance to make an excuse.
Packed my bag.
You show up, you've got a little bag of your overnight stuff. Hey to the mum, hey to the dad. Oh, how you guys had a good week? Brian's upstairs. Oh, I'll go and say hi. You're just there for the night. Settle in, get cozy, mark your territory. And then he's going to have to explicitly say,
Yeah, he's going to have
I want
then,
you to play so fucking dumb. I want you to ignore all of these hints and all of this politeness of, oh, I'll get out the way then. No, don't say that because then you're going to back in the car for 45 minutes. You're going to stay put and you're just going to be so unaware of these hints. And then he's going to have to explicitly say, Sarah, can you go home now? And A, I don't think he would say that because you've been seeing him for 6 months. But B, if he does say that, it then opens the floor
to have this proper convo.
Yeah, for you to be like, what's going on here? Like, I need an explanation. Like, your mum and dad, I don't think they've got a problem with me staying. Like, I'm really happy to stay. I don't really understand why you're so against us sleeping in the same bed. Like, we're adults. And I want us to like, enjoy our relationship.
You're my boyfriend. A part of having a boyfriend is, spending the night together. I want to feel that closeness to you under the sheets, under the sheets. And if that's something you don't want from me, then maybe
it's weird.
I'm not the girl for you because I want my boyfriend to want me to stay. I don't want a boyfriend who kicks me out.
You want to get rid of me.
PM at night. It's not a nice feeling, Brian.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling.
It's not a nice feeling.
No, it's not a nice feeling. That's what I would do. I'd make him try and spell it out. I would stop dancing around him and like pandering to him and like taking his hints because
stand up for yourself. And
stand up for yourself.
And be like, actually, this isn't normal. Like,
it's not normal.
I get maybe, you don't, but your whole bullshit excuse is, I struggle sleeping in a bed. You had a girlfriend for 4 years.
Yeah.
Babes. Like
I would just respect him more if he was like, look, my parents are in this house. This is their
feel
house.
Uncomfortable.
Like, then I would understand. But the whole like excuse, I don't know. I feel like he's just not just saying it how it is.
Yeah.
And I want him to.
Yeah.
So I would just force him into actually saying the truth.
I don't know if it's an official boyfriend because she said dating for 6 months.
Maybe it's not. So
it could be, not to put ideas in your head, not to get you paranoid, but it could be a little tactic of him trying to just kind of push you away a little bit to kind of be like, well, you're not staying the night because you're not my girlfriend. Yeah. I don't know. But
that could be
it could be, because a natural thing is like you want your girlfriend to stay, like you don't want them to leave.
I know. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. It's like, no, don't leave.
Yeah, stay.
And he's like, all right. And he's okay with you driving 45 minutes at 9 p.m. at night.
I know. Surely your mum's thinking, why is this boy making you drive across the city at this time?
I know, but then your mum's probably just not getting involved. It's not.
I would dig a little deeper.
I think you need to have a proper convo. Say what's on your mind. Tell him how it makes you feel, and let's see what he says. And if he's giving the bullshit excuse of, I can't say, babe, we slept in the same bed together.
Get a grip. Next excuse. I don't like that one.
I don't like that excuse. You lived with a girl for 4 years.
Yeah, get a grip. Get a grip.
I'm your girlfriend.
I think you should do an experiment and just mark your territory.
Yeah.
Take your pillowcase round, really settle in. Because maybe he is trying to keep you at arm's length. It's a good point.
Everything.
Yeah. Bring your night gummies.
Yeah.
Bring your tampons.
Set up your bedside table. Yeah. Fill the drawer.
Yeah.
Bring your lip balm.
Bring your Kindle.
Bring your eye cream.
Have a good time. Okay. I feel like we are coming to the season now where holidays are being booked.
Yes.
Lads' holidays, girls'
stag
trips,
do's.
Hens.
Stag do's.
And we've got an issue here with the Sarah. She says, help. He booked a holiday on my birthday weekend. My ex did that to me once.
Did he?
Yeah.
When?
And I was like, oh, that's my birthday. I didn't really care because I wasn't that fussed about him. But I was like, oh, that's my birthday.
It's fucking rude, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like a tactic to be like, I don't care. It's like a narcissistic tactic because they don't want to celebrate you. It's exactly, and then it always goes back to they will refuse to take your Instagram pictures. It always goes back to that because they hate you.
They hate you.
Like some boyfriends hate you. And so they will do exhibit A, book a holiday on your birthday because they don't want to celebrate you and they want to push you down a little bit.
Yeah.
Exhibit 2, they don't want to take an Instagram picture of you because they're jealous of you.
You look too good.
You look, they don't want to raise you. They don't want to big you up because they know that you can do better. And the moment you realize you can do better, you won't want to be with him anymore.
Preach. Roll the tape. Say it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
God.
Hi, girls.
Okay, let's dive. Yeah.
I've watched you since your prom. Get ready with me.
Oh, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
We're pushing 10 years.
Yeah, it's about 10 years ago now. Ouch.
And you know what is crazy is when we meet people that I've been watching you since I was 12.
Yeah.
So how old was I? I thought I was 12.
Yeah. I'm 16. So how does that work? Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm in a fairly new relationship with this boy. Let's call him Brian.
Okay, so we could blame it on the fact that it's slightly new, but then also if this is our first birthday together, should be even more in you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then also if it's super new.
Depends how new.
Yeah, depends how new. I wouldn't say our journey has been the smoothest, but we are both young and still learning how to navigate our way through life with each other.
Yep.
So I know that no relationship at my age will be perfect. Yep. He's been a bit of a twat in the past, but my track record isn't perfect either. Yep. And we have both realised we don't want to lose each other and have really started trying. And it's been great.
We can make mistakes.
Until the other day. Oh. He sent me a screenshot of his booking for his lad's holiday. Oh, God. It is booked on my birthday weekend. Right. I was, of course, fuming as it felt extremely disrespectful. Yeah. However, he was very apologetic and stated that he didn't realise. This sounds like a bullshit answer to most, I know. However, he probably couldn't even remember his own name at times. He is extremely forgetful, but I can't shake the feeling that there is a lack of interest as he can't remember when my birthday is.
And also a lack of consideration.
Yeah.
There's the one thing you learn when you get a new girlfriend, boyfriend is when their fucking birthday is.
Yes, and to remember it. And if it's coming up.
And just because he's forgetful and he forgets sometimes to tie his shoelaces and he forgets sometimes to pay his council tax.
And his TV license.
And maybe some of his bills. That's not an excuse to forget your birthday.
Yeah.
You know, just because you forgot to eat your breakfast doesn't mean you can forget when my birthday is.
Yeah. I'm not defending him at all because he shouldn't forget when your birthday is. But if it is, let's say there's a group of like 10 lads, getting the
Soggy biscuit boys.
Soggy biscuit lads, getting a date that everyone can do is hard in itself. And if this date was being thrown about in the group chat and everyone was like, yes, 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 I don't think he is going to say, well, guys, we need to find another one.
But the point is he said he didn't realize.
I know.
So he's not even aware.
I think it actually would have been
June 30th.
I think it actually would have been better if he said to you, look, I'm really sorry, but like the boys are thinking of going away. I know this is your birthday weekend.
Yeah,
like
he's blaming it.
Can we celebrate the weekend before?
Yeah, he's blaming it on being forgetful.
Yeah, where really he should have just like owned it. But I feel like maybe he didn't forget and he did know, but he's tried to just play it the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be paraded on my birthday as it's my day and birthdays have always been a really big thing in my family. Yeah. So I always expect the same from my partner. He has promised me he will make it up to me and make my birthday as special as he can for me, which at these circumstances is bare minimum, I know. Most people will say leave and I know that I'm letting him get away with such a big thing, but I can't help how I feel. I do love him a lot and value him as a person greatly. So just to get up and leave seems a bit harsh. Anyways, I wanted your advice on this situation to hopefully bring me some clarity on what to do, whether this is too shitty of him and I need to leave ASAP or whether I should forgive him and move on. He's attached pics. She's attached pics.
Yes.
Oh, I think it's a video.
What?
Oh my God, it's a video.
Oh my God, we've never had a video before.
Oh, this is those two.
Oh.
At the club.
We're in a rave.
We're in a rave with our sunglasses on.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of just reiterating my previous point that I think it could have just been, I appreciate lads' holidays can be difficult. It's hard to get everyone on the same group. It's unfortunate that, maybe you've got a peak birthday like me, middle of July. Yep. That's when everyone wants to go on holiday. And maybe he was just a bit too embarrassed or not, I don't know, just not like forthcoming enough with his mate
to stand
like,
up for.
Look, this is my new girlfriend's birthday. This is, Sarah, she's my new girlfriend. It's her birthday. Like, I kind of want to be there. Can we do another date? But then I don't know how many lads, if you're quite young, like at that, like how many like 19-year-old lads would do that. I don't know.
I think, right, he's made a mistake, a big mistake, and this is like his first fuck up in the relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So you need to establish your disappointment and concern for the future.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, like, okay, fine, you forgot, but I'm really disappointed in this situation. I really value birthdays. I would have thought you would have put me first over the lads' holidays. Obviously you didn't. So this is kind of like really quite concerning for me. Yeah. I appreciate you saying you're going to make it up to me. You better.
You're fucking better.
I'm really relying on you to make up to me because I've been really let down. And this is not what I usually expect from men. Mm-hmm. Usually
it's not what I'm used to.
it's not what I'm used to. Usually the men I date really, you know, make a fuss over me on my birthday.
Really
and
get spoiled.
they don't miss my birthday. So, again, I'm really not used to this kind of treatment.
Yes.
So when you say you're going to make it up to me, you
Can't
better.
wait. Looking forward to it.
And then he better, and then he will never do this again.
Hopefully.
But if he still kind of like, you know, does a shit little birthday, no balloons, no, you know,
No card,
then it'd be like, okay, well, you're full of bullshit then.
Yeah. I think if he, the weekend before,
let him know
I
you're
think
really
if he
disappointed.
like really makes a fuss out of you and really plans something nice and spends a lot of time with you, and makes a lot of effort, then I think all is fine, and like it just is what it is.
And then
don't want you to do it again, but like I can get over
then
it.
I guess
It
we
was a
can wait
genuine
till the
mistake.
next year to see if you do it again.
Yeah. But if there's this whole like, oh, your birthday just kind of went under the radar and kind of just passed by because he wasn't here for it, then I would be a bit like, that's really disappointing.
Because you've let him know. Birthdays
let him know that you want
birthdays
a
are really
fuss.
important to me. I like a fuss. Like, it's kind of like my love language. It makes me know that you love me, you care about me.
Give him a chance to make it up to you.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, then you've got your answer.
But let him
that
know.
it wasn't just a genuine.
Don't just be like, oh, yeah, it's so fine.
No.
It's absolutely fine. I understand. You forgot. No. Be like, oh, this is really shit.
Yeah.
I'm really let down by this. I'm not happy about this.
You can be in a mood.
You know, I'm your girlfriend and you're missing my birthday, actively choosing to miss it and go and hang out with your boyfriends.
Yeah. When I wanted to spend the date with
and
you.
sucking their cum off their fucking off
Soggy
biscuits. You know, so you're choosing to do that over having a lovely romantic time with me.
Here.
You know? So let's make sure he makes up for it.
Absolutely,
Okay?
Jincia. Absolutely.
Right, we have a Sarah here who, she says, I need your help. I fucked up last week.
It's okay, Sarah.
She said, I fucked up. Like, look, we all make
we
mistakes.
all do it. It's okay. Take a breath.
We all make mistakes.
a cup of tea.
You know,
have a biscuit.
Yeah.
Not a soggy one.
Not a soggy
have a good
one.
time.
Mistakes are a normal part of life. Okay? Hi, girlies. I saw you in Auckland.
Oh.
So you're in Auckland
Miss
and
it.
absolutely love the show. Long time listener, and it's finally time to share a dilemma. Thank
Come on,
you for
Sarah.
coming to the Auckland show, Sarah.
Thank you for being here today.
So I was with my ex/situationship. So this was a ex-situationship.
Not a boyf.
Ryan, on and off for 4 years. 2021 to 2024.
COVID years.
And like, think about that.
That's fair enough. COVID years.
But also think about being the emotional turmoil.
The highs and the lows.
The highs and the lows of a situationship for 4 years. The hopes, the
empty
letdowns.
promises.
The hopes, the letdowns. And how much you just want this person to be your boyfriend for the most part.
Yeah, it's
We
brutal,
met
that.
in the first year of uni and I fell hard.
Oh,
So you've been
poor
pining
thing.
for this man for 4 years. Like crazy chemistry, can't stay away type of thing.
Oh.
But we were always a little bit toxic. And even though I knew we were bad for each other, we kept coming back.
Kept coming back. For
We
more.
couldn't resist. We were long distance for most of it. But in early 2024, he confessed his love.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It
what
took
we're here
4
for.
years, but we got there in the end.
And
we got
I-
a confession.
So it took 4 years. And you're thinking,
Wow.
finally.
Was that music to your ears? I hope so.
Yeah, she said, I genuinely thought, this is it.
This is it.
Finally.
Done it. Mission completed.
Then, a few months later, oh my God.
Oh my
Whoa.
God, what happened?
I found out he'd been sleeping with multiple people and gave me chlamydia. So meanwhile,
Oh, wow. So really, he told you he loved you because he felt guilty that he'd been cheating on you.
And is
so he
giving
was
you a
trying to
sexually
overcompensate.
transmitted disease.
He's giving you an STD.
And then it's just like, meanwhile of you making the realization that you love me finally after
You
4
were getting
years,
chlamydia
you
from
were
other
getting
people, from
your
other
willy wet
vaginas.
elsewhere and also passing around sexually transmitted diseases and then
So-
passing it on to me, the girl you love.
Yeah.
I was
Supposedly.
devastated, but I finally ended it for good. So you realize, no, this cannot go on. Goodbye.
Wow. So what a whirlwind we had there.
Yeah.
We've gone from a true final admission of love
Yeah.
to a chlamydia
That,
positive
I fear,
test.
that is too much. After 4 years of And then, I love you. You're thinking, finally. And then for it all to just come crashing down like that a couple months later, like,
that's
my
brutal.
God, that is a lot. I couldn't handle that. I moved on and later found out in January 2025 that Brian had moved to my city. Oh, so now he's in your fucking city.
So now he's following you.
Off. I hadn't seen him, but I knew it was only a matter of time.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, we're running in the same circles.
Yeah.
You know, there's only 3 different clubs.
There's only one Sainsbury's and one Tesco.
Yeah. There's 3 different clubs we go to.
Yeah.
We're out every weekend.
Yeah.
Fast forward also to this year. I met a new guy, Steve.
Okay, enter Steve stage left.
In January 2025.
New year, new
So about
beginnings.
5 months ago. He's gorgeous. He's kind. And he's studying to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Can the doctor see me now?
Can the doctor see me now?
Oh, so he knows all about the anatomy
Female
of the body.
anatomy.
And honestly, the breath of fresh air I needed.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah,
a serious
doctor,
guy.
A doctor, GP.
Yeah, he's taken the Hippocratic
You
oath.
know, oh my God, of course.
He's going to take care of you. Good bedside manner,
Yes.
if you know what I mean.
Great with kids. He's good at, it's, if the kids got a
Nurturing.
cold, things were going great. You know, when you're pregnant, he's like, that's just Braxton Hicks.
That's just normal.
Things were going great.
Oh,
We were seeing each other regularly, and I thought a relationship was on the horizon with Steve.
absolutely, yeah. Dr.
Then-
Steve.
Last week happened.
Oh, shit, because you fucked up last week. Okay. It's
saw-
all right, Sarah.
I saw Brian. Guess where she saw Brian?
At the club.
At the gym.
Shit.
At David Lloyd. Of course, he started going to the same one as me.
Oh.
He didn't see me, but it rattled me
Yeah,
because
I
I
bet it
saw
did.
him.
Yeah, I bet it did. Because also it's that whole thing of like, when you've moved somewhere new, you don't expect to see other people from like your old life because it's like you've got this new version of you now. You're in a new space and it's like, oh, I just don't want you here. Like, I'm kind of claiming this city as mine and I don't really want you here.
And seeing a face is very
From the past.
startling. It is from the past. Like,
and it's like, oh, I didn't know that you would be here. Like, I'm not expecting to see you somewhere. You know, when I've moved away, I'm not expecting you to also be here. Sure, if I was in the hometown still, I'm kind of prepared to run into people. But somewhere new, it's like, oh, that's kind of set me,
and like,
put me on
even
edge.
a picture can be like, ooh, quite shocking.
Goes through you.
Let alone, you know, after 5 months, however long, seeing someone in person, knocked me sick. So you saw him at the gym that day thinking, oh God, that was awful.
Won't go at that time again.
Exactly. That same night, I had a cute date with Steve.
Oh, gorgeous.
Everything was perfect.
Oh.
Then on Saturday, Steve came over and brought his friends. My friends were there too, and we all went out. And boom, Brian was at the bar.
And
It's kind of
Steve's
giving
there
like
too.
Red String, like we're meant to be.
No.
But he gave you
gave me
chlamydia.
chlamydia.
Sleeping with other women. Sorry, I forgot. Remember.
So,
My heart dropped. He looked amazing.
oh no.
No, Sarah, no!
No. Stop it right now.
And I couldn't believe the timing. So you're out with your new guy.
Oh
his
my God. You're out there with Dr. Steve. Bastard fucking chlamydia Brian is at the bar.
But she can't resist. She's
Oh
still got
my
a soft spot for
God.
him because he looks amazing. Because otherwise you go, look at that rat boy over there. You know,
Yes.
look at that troll.
How did I ever fancy
You know,
him?
exactly. He repulses
Yeah, it's quite interesting
me.
that you still fancy him.
Yeah.
After you've like hated him. Because
Yeah.
often when you break up with someone, they just become so unattractive.
Yeah, especially when they do something horrendous.
Yeah.
You know, they're
And
no
you
longer,
often, you're like, how did I ever fancy you?
Yeah.
So it is interesting that you still fancy him.
yeah, because he looked amazing.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe the timing. I ended up chatting with him briefly.
Fucking hell,
And I did tell Steve that he was my ex.
Okay.
Steve seemed a little off after that.
Yeah, well, Steve's a serious guy. He's a doctor.
Steve's takes life very seriously.
Yeah. And I bet he's got nurses throwing themselves at him
Of
left, right, and centre.
course, the other fellow doctors.
So he's thinking, who's this weirdo
Yeah.
in the leather jacket at the bar?
You know, you're smiling.
Yeah.
You're giggling.
Yeah.
Steve's
Side-eyeing you.
But I didn't think too much of it. I think Steve is like at the back of your brain. Brian is right here.
Yeah. Right. And your third eye in between your eyebrows.
Then.
No, Sarah.
Brian texted me.
Fuck off.
Are you still at the bar? I want
fuck off,
to
Brian,
see
you
you.
The test.
But also I fear
test.
a text like that.
Who's going to say no? So she hasn't gone home with Steve then?
Well, she's just received this text at this point.
Shit.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Yeah, you know it, Sarah. I know you
But I
did.
won't lie. Seeing him brought back feelings. I kept
Memories
telling
of that
him.
one summer.
I kept telling him, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, this is a bad idea. It's dangerous.
But-
you're trouble.
You're trouble, babes. You're bad news.
You're trouble.
But Steve saw my phone. And understandably got pissed.
Yeah, no.
Now we've got an angry doctor. This is not good.
Right, so we've been caught. Okay, that's okay.
Shit.
That's okay.
He left and got an Uber.
Shit.
And when I ran after him, asking if I could go home with him, he said no and slammed the door.
Steve's standing on business.
Steve
is taking no shit.
like we said, Steve's a serious guy.
Yeah. Steve's not
Serious
interested
doctor.
in competition. He's not interested in being, trying to be
Second
made
best.
jealous. He doesn't play those games. He's a doctor.
Yeah. He takes biology,
Chemistry.
chemistry.
He's a
and
neurosurgeon. Physics.
very seriously. Shit. So Steve saw it all unfold.
Steve took no shit that night.
Poor Steve innocently gone to the bar with his new girl. Let's have a drink, babe.
With
Let's have
his
a drink.
friends and your friends. Yeah,
Brian's
and then
there.
you're at the club. You've gone over to speak to your ex. He's like, okay, I'm going to try and be cool about this. She's just being polite.
Yeah.
But
She's
then you've
saying hello.
seen a text.
The text. Are you still there? I want to see you. I mean,
Yeah, okay. I don't blame Steve. If anything, I respect him.
yeah, poor Steve, man. Feeling rejected,
Yeah, of course.
tipsy,
Oh, God.
and in full self-sabotage mode, I went to Brian. I mean, Sarah, listen.
So would I.
I think we would all have done
do
the
that.
same.
Yeah.
My new guy is just, he's seen
Slammed
me.
a door in my face.
He's just in a rage.
Yeah.
He's left me here.
Yeah. And,
and who's
after
still at
a
the
few
bar?
cocktails.
Who's still at the bar? Brian, and he looks fucking amazing.
Yeah. And he wants to see me.
He wants
Why would I
me.
deny him of that? He wants to see me.
Yeah, my inhibitions are lowered.
Yes. They're on the fucking
I've
floor.
had 3
I've
fucking
been
cocktails.
rejected and I'm drunk. Are you joking? I'm anyone's.
I'm
Absolutely
anyone's.
fucking anyone's.
But most importantly, I'm Brian's tonight.
I'm Brian's tonight.
Because he wants to see me.
Shit. Brian could give anyone chlamydia, but he'd choose to give it to me.
That
makes me special and that makes me important.
We're honoured.
Because he chose me at the end of the day.
We're honoured. I'd be straight there. We danced.
Dancing.
We had drinks.
Oh, God. Keep them flowing. The liquid courage.
And
he's looking better and better.
You guess what happened next? The chemistry, as usual, was
electric.
insane. Like old times.
Oh,
Yeah.
Glory days.
Yeah. But the second I woke up, I knew I'd made a huge mistake. Brian agreed
That's
it could
a
never
hangover
happen
for you.
again, and I left. Shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit. I texted Steve late that day, acting normal, hoping to smooth things over.
All right.
We met up that night. That's positive.
That's positive.
I apologized. I left out the part about sleeping with Brian said night
I would too.
and thought he might forgive me until he looked at me and said, I quote, "I accept your apology, but I've been thinking, I'm done." He's a serious guy. We said it.
Wow.
He's a serious guy.
Wow. Steve's going to get someone really good. Sorry, Sarah.
Steve?
But Steve just takes absolutely no shit. And I do respect him
Steve
for that.
knows he's the prize, unfortunately.
Steve knows.
He knows
his
he's a
worth.
doctor. He's a gorgeous doctor.
Yeah. He's fucking McDreamy. Okay, and he knows it. And maybe you aren't his Meredith.
And listen, he probably saw that you did have something there with Brian. Like, he must have seen the spark and the chemistry. And
Especially
he just
if he's a
thought,
neurosurgeon.
I don't want to get in between these two. There's clearly, you know, I saw the glimmer in her eye when she looked at Brian. Chlamydia or not.
Chlamydia, chlamydia.
So he said, I'm done. I'm done with you.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was it.
Shit.
He ended things. He said he
Savage.
couldn't deal with an ex being in the picture.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
His boundaries. And I totally get it. I really screwed up.
It's all right, Sarah.
You didn't screw up.
It could
screw
happen
up.
to anyone.
It was really unfortunate.
You had
like,
innocent intentions.
he was
it just
there.
all went the wrong way.
Like, you didn't go out to do anything. Steve just saw that text and it was unfortunate, and then he got really pissed off.
Yeah.
And then after that, you were a bit drunk. You thought, fuck it, I'm going to go snog Brian. You know,
yeah. Most people would do.
Yeah,
would do the
you
same.
didn't do like you went and said hello to Brian. You're right. Yes, in your head you're going, oh my god, it looks fucking amazing. But
Yeah, but he doesn't know when he's doing that.
but Steve doesn't know that.
Yeah. In hindsight, I guess we should have never gone over to Brian. Like, I'm here on a night out with my new boyfriend. He's brought his friends. I've brought my friends.
Yeah.
I don't need to go and speak to my ex. Like, I can ignore you and pretend you're not here.
But then-
in hindsight, that would have been what we should do. But, you know, everyone just makes it wrong sometimes, especially when you're drinking and you're thinking you're being polite and then you're having an innocent conversation. And then Steve just thought, no, I'm clocking out. And, you know, that's not like Steve could have had bad experiences in the past with
think
girls
that's
and
probably
exes.
what it is.
I mean, not to make you feel even worse, but Steve may have been having doubts about this whole thing with you. And maybe that thing was just like, look, this has just kind of pushed me over the edge. Like, I'm not feeling this anymore. So maybe it would have been coming anyway, regardless of what you did that night.
Steve probably felt like, oh, there's clearly like unfinished business. Like, you know, he's not blocked, you know, he's able to text her.
Yeah.
You know.
It's okay, Sarah.
It's literally fine. It really
it's going to be
fine.
absolutely fine.
It really is fine. So
okay,
he said,
Steve's called it off.
I feel awful. I feel like Steve, I like Steve so much. I hate that it took you're thinking, Brian, you had me for 4 fucking years and you messed me about and now you fucking ruined this for me. Like, I'm pissed. But you were looking good. You know, you were looking really good.
That leather jacket really suits you.
You were looking really good. So I hate that it took me this to realize how much I actually wanted to be with Steve. So now you're thinking, now you're really feeling the loss of Steve. But at the same time, a tiny part of me will go back to Brian again, which is
Sarah,
so bad.
Sarah. Come on.
Does this mean neither of them is right for me? Is there any way to fix things with Steve? Or do I just have to let him go? Help me. Lots of love. Shit.
I think that you've given a lot of life to Brian. You've given him a lot of your years.
Exactly.
You've given him a lot of your headspace.
And a lot of chances.
A lot of chances.
Yeah.
And I understand why you go back there.
Yeah.
So many people do, because it's familiar. And yeah, you do like him. You do have a connection. You do fancy him. Like, you do have good convo. Like,
it's exciting.
You like being with him. But it's not what it is in your head. Like, he has treated you really poorly. It's been on and off for a long time. If it was ever going to be something real, it would have been by now. And yeah, I think you shouldn't, like, I understand why you're like, oh, part of me wants to go back. Yeah, because it's just familiar. And it's like, it's comforting, and it's that old person, and it's also that old spark. And it was always that thing that never really turned into anything like real.
And then
it was always like a lot of like, oh, what if and what if? And sometimes that's better than the real thing sometimes.
Then there's the hope that, oh, this time.
Yeah.
You know, this
He's
time
gonna
is going to be
change, and it's going to be different. But I think you need to just, for your own well-being
and sanity and health,
I think
sexual
health too.
You know,
I think we need to just really let go of Brian. And I think, look, he's fucked up this thing this new blossoming thing with Steve. And that should just be the final nail in the coffin of like, right, this guy is bad news.
But he's going to ruin everything good.
He
Anything
doesn't bring goodness into my life.
He ruins. Like, you know, I had something good and, you know, one night has ruined the whole trajectory of me, you know, marrying a doctor.
Yeah. And getting free healthcare.
Yeah. Private healthcare at home.
Absolutely.
So, Brian as a possibility of a future boyfriend, as a husband, as a healthy love match for you, I don't think is possible.
No, me neither.
I think Brian saw an opportunity. You know, he knows exactly what to say and do.
Yeah.
You know, because he knows you. He knows your weak points.
Yeah, he does.
And he knows the things he knows you've got great sexual compatibility.
Yeah.
And Brian's thinking, she's here tonight.
Let's go.
Easy peasy. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah. Easy work.
Yeah. And he's saying, I want to see, you know, something as simple as I want to see you. We're on our knees, you know, kissing his feet.
Yeah.
And we need to snap out of it. It's like
Stand
a fucking
up, Sarah.
trance.
Stand up.
And we need to be like, no, it needs to take much more than that.
Brian, you just need to block Brian, I think.
Yeah.
That was, let's just get rid of him.
But now, but Brian's in the city now. So it's like we need to really stand on business. The next time we see him out, it's a
yikes.
You know, it's not a smile and let's chat. It's a, ooh.
Yeah. And it's just remembering like how you felt when you woke up in his bed. You didn't feel good.
No.
You didn't feel like loved and like safe and like you found the one again. Like you felt really shit about yourself and you weren't proud of it. And it's like, let's remember that the next time we do see him out and he is giving you a bit of attention, let's just remember that.
And let's remember the heartbreak of, okay, 1 week he said he loved me. The next week I found out he was sleeping with all these girls.
Yeah.
Let's remember how that felt and the fact that
let's hold on to that
he
for a
could
little
do
bit.
that to me again. He's done it before.
Yeah.
How has he even proven to me that he's never going to treat me like that again? He hasn't.
He hasn't.
He's literally just said to me that he wants to see me.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, that should never happen again. So I think he's bad news in terms of reconciling with Steve.
I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest.
I mean, it could. We were early days. I think maybe leaving with a message like, I'm really sorry. It's really unfortunate that my ex was there, but I really like you.
Yeah, but
if there's ever
Steve doesn't know that she slept.
Yeah, I mean, Steve
you'd have to tell
that.
the truth one day. I just think, like, look, Steve, I just don't think he's the one for you.
It was probably just
not everything works out, and this was what you had with Steve just didn't work out, and that's fine. Not everything has to become this amazing blossoming,
not everyone's going to be a
5-year-long relationship.
Yeah.
Rejection is protection. Let's let Steve has let us go.
Steve has Steve has walked away.
Let's let him do that because you did sleep with Brian that night. And I think if you ever got back with Steve, that would then be weighing on you that you haven't told Steve that. So I just think it would be easier to let both of these men go.
And also, I
don't think either of them are meant for you.
As far as Steve's concerned, all that happened was, I spoke to my ex and he texted me.
Yeah. That's what makes me think, like, no offense, Sarah, but maybe that was the final straw. Like maybe Steve wasn't that sure about you guys. Like maybe Steve has other connections that maybe are going a bit better. And maybe he just thought, nah, that's
someone
it now.
in the biology field.
Possibly.
Maybe, midwife or
OBGYN, absolutely.
A fellow physicist. So maybe I think what would be good for you, Sarah, is just some lovely healing, single, solo, not boy focused,
not boy
months.
Orientated.
Just to be like,
just
okay,
in time for
I'm
hot girl summer.
Yeah, because also I
for like a month.
It's still, the whole Brian thing, it's still quite fresh and raw. And
because you went on to Steve quite quickly.
Yeah. And I don't
quite soon after. Yeah. It's like you're dealing with them now both at
the same time. And you've not healed from the Brian thing. It's still very much there. You still feel that hurt, but also that like kind of want for Brian. I think just some months of just like focusing on yourself, picking up a new hobby.
Paint and sip.
Maybe we're Pilating. Maybe we're just doing some walks.
Yeah.
With
a good podcast.
Reading a bit, listening to some podcasts.
Yeah.
Watching The White Lotus. Just some months of maybe
watching some Real Housewives.
Yeah. Not chatting to any boys. And just kind of focusing on yourself and realigning and thinking about what you want again and what you deserve.
And also why you don't want Brian.
Yes.
or Steve.
Write down all the cons. Steve stormed off and he slammed the door in our face and he left us there alone.
He didn't
in
care
the
if
bar.
I got home safe.
He didn't care. So Steve actually fuck you,
off,
mate.
Steve.
Yeah, fuck off. You left me alone. I was drunk and you left me in the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, you gave me fucking chlamydia. 1 week you said you loved me. The next week I found out you slept with 5 different girls and you're passionate around sexual transmitted diseases.
Left, right and centre.
No consideration, no respect. You never loved me. Fuck off.
Here.
Write all that down. Get it all out on paper. Yeah. Talk to your friends. Get all your friends, let's just not focus on men.
Before we build up a new roster.
Yeah.
Let's get in the right headspace for a great summer,
you've had, that was quite a lot.
It's a lot to deal with.
Brian, Steve.
You want to get to that. You want to get to that place again where you are truly in charge of your emotions, and no other man, no other person is dictating how you feel that day.
And you
want to just feel like I'm complete. Yeah. I've got myself in check. Like
filling up my own
I'm not
cup.
waiting for anyone to text me.
No.
They're not going to affect how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
Like my life is now nice and full, and that takes a while to get there, but hopefully we can get there over the next few months, and then July, August, September, let's party, go,
Let's
go,
get
girls,
it.
holidays.
Because for 4 years, Brian, in and out, in and out, taking the piss, not knowing what he wants.
Yeah.
And then, he needs to fuck off.
Yeah.
Brian needs
You've given him enough of your life and enough of your time,
and then, because even the fact that, you had this whole Steve thing, you're thinking, I kind of want Steve back, but I also kind of want Brian.
Yeah.
No, let's just
because what they say. I know you're not in love with both of them, but if you're in love with 2 people, you should choose neither.
Yeah.
Because you can't. If you're truly in love with one of them, you wouldn't be in love with the other one.
It's true.
So maybe it's just that you like points about them both.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to merge them together as 2 people, but that's not, science hasn't got there yet. Maybe Brian can invent it because he's a doctor after all, but it's not quite there yet.
I think you want the sexual desire and chemistry that you have with Brian.
Yes, but you want the good heart nature, and
the doctorness of Steve.
But the doctors.
But he didn't even put you in an Uber. Like he stormed off and slammed the door in your face.
And had a Mardy.
Yeah, he had a little
meltdown.
Mardy fit. There was just a text on your phone. Anyway. Neither of them is your husband, I fear, Sarah. Right.
All right, guys. Sarah, good luck. We're going to find you a quote.
Right. I'm going to literally type in 2 men, no, neither is the one kind of inspiration.
I'll type in solo energy quotes.
Yeah.
This is quite a nice, very, very short quote. Very simple. Refocus your energy on you. That's for Sarah. You're spending all this time thinking about Steve and Brian, and Brian. And, all of that time, you could just be thinking about yourself.
There we go.
Better use of your time, maybe. Refocus your energy on you.
I agree. Because also, even if we do try and reconcile with Steve.
Yeah.
I just feel.
It's messy now.
It is. And I just think he's. Yeah,
I just don't think it's meant to be.
We've not started out on the best foot.
No.
It kind of also, Brian was involved. This man has been around for fucking 5 years at this point.
He needs to get out.
Get out and stop ruining things for us and getting involved and jeopardizing, things.
Fresh start.
So we're going to fill our own cup. Beautiful.
Right, well, thank you so much for listening. Happy Wednesday. Yay. If you would like a bonus episode of the podcast, you can get one every single Monday over in the group chat on Patreon.
You can indeed, and you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube.
And you can email your dilemmas to hello@thegirlsbathroom.com.
Yes, you can.
Love ya. Have a good week, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.